like to introduce Mr. Bob Gale, please. For those of you who don't know who I am, well, you know I'm Bob Gale. I'm the co-creator, co-writer, co-producer of all three Back to the Future movies.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave Gentoli, and you are watching AT&T vs. Buzz, and we are coming to you from Hollywood, California, where we are showing you the new sci-fi series, Hollywood Treasure, which premiered right here on AT&T Universe. Each week, Joe and his crew search for the most rare, beloved, and sought-after Hollywood memorabilia. His clients have one thing in common. When it comes to memorabilia, Joe is their go-to guy.
Yeah! The interest in this Back to the Future auction has been unbelievable. I think because of the anniversary and because we're working with Team Fox, we're getting people from all over the world because, look, you're getting things that come directly from people who worked on the show. It's phenomenal material.
Bob Gale, thank you so much for talking to me today. I'm a huge fan and a nerd, but you've donated a lot of items, correct?
I have indeed, including a screen-used Gray's Sports Almanac from Back to the Future Part 2.
Do you remember the football game and score that relates to the almanac from Back to the Future?
UCLA trails 17-16.
Bet you $1 million UCLA wins at 19-17.
This was Bob Gale's personal copy. It's great because it has the fold. This is the one he stuck in his back pocket. This was actually used on screen. You'll get a letter from Bob Gale, and that's about as good as it's ever going to get with Provenance. To have something from the writer, producer of one of the most important films in pop culture history, it's pretty cool.
I didn't give up everything that's in my collection. I got a couple of hoverboards that I'm still hanging on to.
This is one of the holy grails of Back to the Future collecting. One of Marty's self-lacing Nikes.
The shoes are going up for auction. It was wild to see how many technicians that they had.
Power laces, all right.
Michael stood on an elevated platform, and these wires ran off the back of the shoes under the platform, and the special effects guys were there with these buttons and dials and stuff to make it all tighten up and look like it was self-lacing.
We estimate this sneaker at $12,000 to $15,000, but you know, you probably would never find another one. I think a lot of people are going to be interested in this. There are shoe collectors out there from all over the world who collect shoes like the Ruby slippers, and this would look real good right next to a pair of Ruby slippers. It's interesting. We actually got a phone call from Nike about this shoe. They were curious about it because they only have one as well.
Nike recently filed a patent for a self-lacing shoe based on the design that we worked with them to create for the movie.
Well, I'm buying Nike stock tomorrow. This is Marty's resizing jacket from Back to the Future.
That's an amazing item that's actually being auctioned. I don't know where it came from.
You have no idea?
Well, you know, after a movie wraps, certain things mysteriously disappear.
What's so great about this jacket, other than it being instantly recognizable, is inside of this jacket are multiple devices that actually made the jacket resize.
This thing doesn't fit.
I'm adjusting. Fit.
Pull out your pants pockets. All kids in the future wear their pants inside out.
Another example of old-style special effects where, again, you see all these wires and cords hanging off the back of the coat so that the special effects guys could do what they had to do to make that thing tighten up.
Drying mode on.
What's great about it is it's scene specific, you know, what its use was, and it's just one of the most iconic things from Back to the Future. You know, it could sell for anything. It's truly one of a kind. We have in this auction the most technically accurate DeLorean ever built.
This thing's street legal?
You know, I've only been pulled over once.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
The cops said we don't care about any of the violations. We just want to see the car.
Joe Walser has spent a lot of his life building this DeLorean.
When I was a kid, I was a huge fan of the movie, even bigger fan of the car. Honestly, I thought that the DeLorean they made just for the movie.
You built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Later, I found out, you know, they were real cars, and I was like, oh, well, I know what I'm buying.
If you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
He painstakingly went out and bought all original parts and built this DeLorean from the ground up.
I did research every conceivable way. Stills from the movie, tracked down the people that worked on the movie.
He's taken it to the extreme.
Without absolutely perfect vents, no time machine has got the right profile. These vents are super accurate down to the direction of the weld beads. People think, you know, maybe that's taking it too far, and I disagree.
The back has the CO2 that shoots out, and the flux capacitor works.
And where do you pick up a flux capacitor?
You got to build it, you know? We'll
Sure.
find somebody who knows how.
Doc?
What do you think this is going to be going for at auction tonight?
Well, I think what we ought to do is jump into it, set the time displays for 3 hours from now, and find out for sure.
Save the clock tower.
It's just one of the most iconic things you've ever seen, and just a great piece for the guy who doesn't have $1 million. You know, you can spend $100,000 and get a car that you could probably never replace.
And why not, on a whim, just give it to me right now?
Here you go, buddy.
No kidding, this is actually it. Joe and I are going to go on a joyride before this thing gets auctioned off.
Let's blow this pop stand.
Do you remember the date in 1955 when Doc and Marty went back to the future?
That's right, Doc. November 12th, 1955.
Could mean that that point in time inherently contains some sort of cosmic significance.